Hi everyone, and welcome back to Rainy Days with Amanda. My name is Amanda and this is my YouTube channel. In case you're new, my videos mainly focus on like bookish and writing things. I do book reviews, manga Mondays, and then I do some like silent like reading, writing, and just like kind of just chill vlogs. So welcome to my channel and I hope you stick around. And so for today's Manga Monday, I am going to be talking about Sazan and Comet Girl by Yoriko Akaze. So I actually stumbled upon this at my local Barnes & Noble store. I was just perusing. I was actually going in for a different manga, but they didn't have it, and then I just kind of saw the cover of this randomly, and so when I looked through it, it's actually like super beautiful. I'll try to insert some of the images throughout this review, but it's just a beautiful, like stunning manga, and I was just really intrigued. And I was even more intrigued because this is actually the only edition, so there's no the whole story of Sazan and Comet Girl is finished within this manga. So I thought that was kind of cool. I've never read just like one manga that has everything, or one manga volume that has the whole story in it. So that was kind of cool and kind of like movie-like. So I picked it up. I'm also just in this phase of really enjoying like space exploration stuff, and this does deal with a lot of space stuff. It is set in space, and I've been into space stuff, and it's interesting because I used to not be into space stuff when I was younger, but as of recently, I've really gotten into some more space and a little bit of mecha. Just last year, I was watching Evangelion, Outlaw Star, and reading Space Invaders. Just really into this genre right now, and I love that it's making kind of like a comeback to the US and just the manga anime world in general. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Right off the bat, let's talk about our mangaka, Yoriko. Sazan and Comet Girl is actually her debut manga. She originally wanted it to be a one-shot manga, and it turned into a huge book. So this is her first one. And so about Sazan and the Comet Girl, I'm just gonna read the back and then get into just talk about it a little bit more. Sazan is a young man from Earth. He works construction on other planets and has seen his share of galactic oddities. But when he meets Mina, a vivacious redhead who zooms into his life on a space scooter, he knows he's run into someone special. Almost as suddenly as she arrived, Mina races out of Sazan's life. Yet, Sazan is determined to find her again, no matter how far he must chase her across the galaxy. So first off, this is a very, kind of like I said just a few moments ago, it's a very outer space adventure genre meets magical girl. So it's a little bit, kind of reminds me a little bit of like Lum, but doesn't have all the fluff and the funny. It's got a lot more depth to it. So if you like magical girl and anything space related, you might actually enjoy this manga. And then just the pages are just stunning and beautiful. They're just beautifully drawn. The manga is in full color. It just has a taste of its own. I don't think I own any full color manga, and so this is like such a nice touch, and it's just, there's so many great panels in here, so many beautiful scenes, everything's drawn so colorful, and really like all the colors. It's very 80s feel, the colors, and I feel kind of like the story is very 80s feel, and just retro, and I really love that. And so if you appreciate a manga for its art style, definitely Sazan and Comet Girl, like what you're looking for, because it's just beautifully drawn. I think it's French kiss. So besides the beautiful art, the story was also pretty interesting. The story was fun and interesting, but it didn't feel like too much out there. So I don't want to give too much of the spoilers away, but I felt like the plot was kind of one that you probably have seen on TV. Yuriko does make it her own though, and tries her best to make the story stand out from other space and magical girl genres. I just felt like it wasn't too much out there, but it was still like a great read. Definitely, it's definitely still fun and entertaining and lively. I just didn't feel like the story was just too crazy out there, but it's still enjoyable. It's not like it's the exact same thing you keep seeing every time, but it's still enjoyable. The pacing, everything keeps going, especially since this is just a one-volume manga. Everything just keeps progressing, so there's no time for filler stuff, which is, I feel like that has its pros and cons. So like every panel is used for a purpose. It's not wasted, so no panel is wasted, and so you're progressing through the story. And like I was saying, it kind of feels like you're reading a manga movie in a sense. So you're just reading and it just feels like you're reading a movie. And so it's a little bit more faster paced. And the panels, like I was saying earlier, there's really nice like elongated shots. And so I feel like the pacing's there. And then the characters on top of that. The characters are fun and they're great and they each have their own personality. I do feel like the character relationships though could have been drawn out a little bit more. I felt like that was a little bit more fast paced. It didn't take away from the story, but it did feel like everything was a little bit just kind of pushed for pacing reasons because everything was all in one manga. So it just felt like it was a little bit rushed, just the relationship wise. But I'm sure that our mangaka will, as she continues to grow, and this is her first manga, that it'll get there, definitely. And yeah, so I enjoyed reading it. It was definitely a different kind of read. I like that everything was all in one volume. It was entertaining. It's definitely a great, like if you're just wanting to read something before you have to read another like long series or even like a long book, this is a great one to just like buffer in there and just entertain you and wow you with the art style. And so I do give this a 4 out of 5. It's a beautiful tale, just a beautiful work of art. And so if you're just looking for something to read in the meantime, great one. This is also rated 10 and up, and I do think that's completely right. They don't talk about anything too adultish, so a good one for your tweens and teens out there. If they're into manga or you want to get them into manga, this might be a good one for them. And it's, I think it's a little bit over 500. It's a little bit over 500 pages. I believe it's 512 pages. So it's not like a super long read for a manga. And so, yeah, I definitely recommend this one, especially if you haven't read a manga in a long time maybe, and you kind of want to get back into it. This would be another good one to get back into your manga spirits as well. But thank you so much for joining me in this Manga Monday. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And until next time, happy reading.